Hey guys, just thought I'd do a quick video and explain a few of the modifications that I've done to the bike and a few more that I'll probably do in the future. A few people have been asking me what I've done to the bike that it looks a bit different to others. So first of all, it's a 60 volt Surron light B with the fast ace front forks. So I think these are the better fork option. It's slightly heavier, maybe a couple of 100 grams heavier than the RST option, but they sit the fork legs slightly forward rather than completely side by side, which gives the bike a better turning radius, and you notice the difference that it can turn in tighter spaces. The other thing is I got rid of the standard headlight and have fitted this 6 LED light bar instead. It seems to run okay off the internal 12 volt DC-DC converter that's in the bike, so that's good. Gives much better illumination at night for riding on the trails. The stock headlight that it comes with is quite focused and quite narrow, good as a headlight to be seen if you're riding on the street. Not that you should be, because it's got no pedals or rego, but if you wanted to ride on the trails of a night, it's not really enough. So this one gives us a bit of extra light. The other thing is I've swapped out the handlebars for motocross sort of bars. So they're a high-rise motocross bar with a brace and Pro Taper grips, because these use a conventional motorbike or dirt bike style cable throttle. You can fit aftermarket grips from any sort of motorcycle, which is good. I've also fitted, just temporarily, as you can see with the cable ties, a Bluetooth speaker. So because the bike is fairly quiet, you can be riding around and listening to a few tunes if you want. I go riding with my little fella quite a bit. He's 7 and he can fit here on the front, and we go out for slow rides together, and he likes to listen to some songs, so that's pretty cool. What else? I think that's pretty much it for now. I'll be putting a mudguard on the front, a front sort of fender. You've got a little tail at the back, but nothing at the front, so it does flick up a bit of dirt and rocks and whatnot. So I think that's the only thing really that's missing from the bike. So I'll be fitting a 19-inch motocross front mudguard or fender on there. I've already got it, just haven't put it on yet. The other thing is that everybody asks about is upgrading the power. I think it's perfectly fine for tight sort of single track or even normal sort of trails. For wide open fire trails you could do with maybe a little bit more power, but again it's perfectly capable in riding around in this sort of stuff here. But what I might do is fit a larger sprocket. So there is a 58 tooth sprocket available. This is the 48 I believe, and that's just a matter of fitting the bigger sprocket and either a new chain or a couple of extra links in that one. I'm not sure how much more torque that will give the bike. I mean, you could work it out in theory as a percentage how much more for the reduction, but I think a lot of what makes the bike a little bit slow off the line or hesitant off the line is actually the controller programming. So I think it's got some sort of a slow start, probably to protect the drivetrain. But I'll be interested to see how much faster that does make the bike, or how much more torque it makes the bike have. So the other thing I'm going to be changing is the rear tyre. I have to change that because it's getting a bit thin. It's got a little bit of meat on it, but yeah, I can start to feel that it's getting a bit skatey in the loose stuff, and when I'm trying to climb uphill it wheel spins a bit. So I'll be swapping that out. The standard tyres front and rear are the same, so they're a 19-inch dirt bike front size, which is 70 by 100, 19. Usually you'd have a slightly fatter tyre on the back of a dirt bike, but in this case they're running the same size front and rear, and the rims are the same size as well. The swing arm itself could accommodate a fair bit bigger, wider tyre, but the chain is the limiting factor there, the chain line. So you can see there's not a lot of clearance. There's probably about 10 millimeters, maybe 15 millimeters between the edge of the knobs and the chain. So I wouldn't be able to fit anything much bigger unless I want to go shaving the knobs off the edge, which is probably too much like hard work. So yeah, I'll fit a slightly fatter tyre if I can, and probably something a little bit harder wearing as well. This one's chewed out pretty quick. I don't think I've even done 1,000 Ks yet on the bike. So it's under 1,000 kilometers, so not even 1,000 miles for the Americans, and already she's out. So it is pretty rocky around here where I ride, so it's probably hard on the rubber, and I'm not taking it easy as well. A lot of wheel spinning and being a bit silly. So yeah, we'll see what goes on there, but hopefully a slightly harder compound that lasts a bit longer. stacked it a beauty. Come hacking off the single track here into a, see when the tyres starting to struggle, throwing out a bit of dirt. Got it completely sideways all this way here. That's where my, I think my shoulder dug in, and that's where she ended up. No injuries, all good. Good thing about this using a standard motorcycle cable operated throttle is that in a crash like this, that possibly would have broken a normal e-bike haul style throttle, and I'd be completely stuffed now. I wouldn't be able to get home with no throttle. With this one, because it's cable operated, even if I've completely mangled the throttle and sort of smashed it to pieces, as long as the cable is still connected to the twist part of the spring, she'll be all good. Having said that, I hope it works now when I pick it up. Well, shit. No, it's all right. The Surron has got a like a tip over switch. I've noticed this if I put it vertical to go through gates, or if you lay it down like this, turn it off. Shut up, Cocky, I'm making a video. Turn it back on. Off she goes.